Hello and welcome to the best football show. I am Brian Baldinger at Baldy NFL. You can find this podcast daily on the free Odyssey app. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. You can find all of my content on Twitter and X and YouTube and TikTok and Threads and you name it. It's Wednesday. It's May 15th, otherwise known as Schedule Release Day. And as many of you are finding out, this is a very difficult thing to keep under wraps. It's starting to leak pretty good. I'll give you a couple stories here. One, we used to have this schedule release party at the NFL Network. They're going to air it tonight. And running the NFL Network back in the day was Eric Weinberger. And Eric came from ESPN. And, you know, we'd have this big production meeting about, we got all the schedules. We had this big production meeting, you know, who's national games, holidays, who's got the toughest schedule. You know, we just would chew it all up. There'd be a big production meeting, maybe 20, 25 people there. And honestly, like, he just didn't trust any of us. And I don't blame him. Like, he would confiscate our phones for the better part of 4 hours while we were putting the show together. He just didn't want anybody to be tempted to their friends on a certain team or a player or a former teammate. They just didn't want to be tempted. And they probably should get back to doing that, although I'm not sure. I'm not part of the show tonight, but I will be talking about it all day tomorrow and later tonight as well. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles schedule is already out. I got to confirm on a couple guys on the Eagles. So that's out. And I'm sure it's going to leak before 8 o'clock tonight when the schedule release actually starts. So anyways, the other thing I was going to tell you was I was a big part of NFL Europe, and I believed in that. I knew when Kurt Warner, you know, was there and Jake Delhomme and, you know, all the great players that came out of the league, the coaches, personnel people, equipment people. I mean, we all kind of got our start over there. I started with Kurt Menefee, who now, you know, anchors the pregame show on Fox. And I remember when Troy Aikman came over, when he's first getting started, like all the announcers, we got work over there, and it was good. We could make mistakes, and you know, we'd learn how to put a chart together and interview coaches and run production meetings. It was really good. The league was very beneficial. But over there, you really got to know the fans. I first went over to NFL Europe in 1997. Did a game at Crystal Palace in London, South London. My first game, I was in. I believe I was in Amsterdam the next day to do a game, you know, and then on and on and on. So I went over there 97, 98. I went over there and lived in London for 3.5 months. Did a game a week, sometimes 2 games a week, depending on if I could get from Barcelona to Scotland on a Saturday, Sunday swing. But anyways, all that, we all had a lot of fun. It was we all have good stories, good memories. The officials, Mike Pereira, had all those guys over there for, you know, the whole time. So we got to know all phases of the game. But the thing that was interesting was just how into it, even in 97, 98, 99, how into it the fans were. And I've gone back over there and done work for Sky Sports. And you got to, you know, you go to these games at Wembley or, you know, Tottenham Hotspur, wherever they're playing in London. And honestly, it's just, it has this big soccer World Cup feel, carnival feel, big concert feel. It just feels big. And that's why we keep going. And so now, like, we always thought, anybody that was over in NFL Europe, we always thought you should have just gone straight to Germany. Like, you go to Frankfurt or Munich or Dusseldorf, the fan base is crazy. Just crazy. You know, they're there 4 hours before kickoff, religiously, just having a good time. So anyways, the schedule has come out. We know that the Eagles are playing the Green Bay Packers on Friday night, September 6th in Sao Paulo. Like, it's just going to be crazy. Like, my first sporting event ever in Brazil was in 1989. And I was at Maracanã Stadium before they you know, made it World Cup friendly. I mean, it was a 200,000 seat stadium. There were bombs going off in there and flags, and I'd never seen anything like it. And I've been down there for the World Cup and, you know, other events over the years. But I think it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. Like the Brazilians, there's some Brazilians playing American football. You see the guys throwing it on the beach. They're a very athletic nation. They take their sports very seriously, not just soccer. I mean, their basketball they take very seriously. Their volleyball, like they're a very competitive, athletic nation. And there's interest. There's interest. I know guys that have been running, clinics down there. And just the fan base of the Packers and the Eagles. It should be phenomenal. I hope to get there. I don't know exactly if I'm going to announce the game, but I hope to do some promotions and be around it and check out the stadium and the atmosphere and the pulse. Just get the pulse of it, and then leave on Saturday morning and get to an NFL city for the kickoff September 8th. I don't know where the game's going to be at, that I'm going to be at, but I do a national game on national radio every single Sunday. So we kick off the international series. And look, let's face it. They have an international series. I played in the first game ever played overseas in what we now call the international series. And we called it the international game back then, but it was 1986. I was playing for the Cowboys. We played the Bears. Bears were coming off the Super Bowl win. We played at Wembley in the rain. We practiced at Crystal Palace. And we had to dodge, it was their Olympic facility. So we had to dodge all kinds of shot put holes, and they didn't know how to line a field, and, just normal stuff that you have to get used to when you go overseas to play. So that started in 1986, and now it's flown full blown. I mean, this is a big, big deal. It's a big deal for the NFL. They're trying to expand the fan base, expand the game the way the NBA has, other sports have. The games sell out very quickly. The schedule just got released today. You watch how quickly these games get sold out. They have a big NFL office in London. I've been over there many, many times to do certain events. It's a big deal. These games sell out quickly. The secondary market for tickets, it gets expensive, but it is a big deal. So the Jets, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, we know that they're going to open up Monday night in San Francisco. And then 4 weeks later, October 6th, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the Jets are going to play the Vikings. So we know, we kind of think Aaron Rodgers, we hope Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I'm not showing any fandom here. I'm just, we need Aaron Rodgers in this league to play. We need the Jets to be good. That's just a fact about the league. We'll see that, and you'll probably see it when the schedule comes out. They're going to get a lot of national attention. It's a New York team. It's Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's his last year. But they have a good team if he stays healthy, and they can protect him. So the Jets playing the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell's done a masterful job in Minnesota. But there is a quarterback change in Minnesota. No longer is there Kirk Cousins, as we all know. So the one question mark about who's going to be the quarterback, is it going to be Sam Darnold, or is it going to be J.J. McCarthy, or somebody else? Nobody knows. So that's the uncertainty right now. The fans want to see the stars. They want to see the star quarterback. So they want to see good teams and star quarterbacks. It drives our ratings in the United States. It drives ticket sales across the pond in wherever, whether it's Brazil, whether it's England, or whether it's Germany right now. The three places that the league is going to. So October 13th should be a great game. This is back-to-back weeks now for the Jaguars. They did this last year. It went really well. They won both games. They came back, did not take a bye week, beat the Colts at home, put a pretty good win streak together. Like, the travel didn't seem to affect them. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in Trevor Lawrence's shoes or Doug Peterson's shoes to see how practice went and how it was. But this is the day is coming when London is going to have an NFL team. It's going to happen. Now, they're doing all of their research, due diligence on, whether it's fans traveling, whether it's player recuperation from jet lag, or all those kind of things are being studied. What's the facility? So eventually there's going to be a team in London. They'll probably play 2 weeks at a time there, come to the United States, have a practice facility in the States, and play 2 games in the States. And they go back and forth. I think it's going to happen. I remember talking to Odell Beckham Jr., like early in his career, like 2015, about it. And he said, man, I can't even believe, like, I can't even imagine like the type of deals that you could get in Europe, whether it's Ferrari or Adidas or one of the big companies over there. Like there's going to be a lot of perks that would go along with that if they did it. Anyways, the Jags October 13th are going to play the Bears. So Caleb Williams, he's going to get a lot of attention. He's the number one pick. He's the number one quarterback. A lot is expected. He's going into a good situation in Chicago with a good coach, a good defense, and a much improved offense and offensive personnel. So that is October 13th, which means, what is that? That's week 6, right? With 5, 6, and 7. So that's week 6. We'll know a lot about how Caleb is doing by week 6. We'll know by the record. We'll know by his stats. We'll know how he's looking. We'll probably evaluate every throw. So Trevor Lawrence has got to bounce back from a down year. But when you think about it, okay, you know how quarterbacks drive this whole thing. I mean, there's the number one pick back in 2020, the number one pick in 2024. Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams. And that's how that's going to be on the billboards right there. Caleb and Trevor. All right. And then the following week, October 20th, the New England Patriots, we'll see who the quarterback is. Jacoby Brissett, Drake May, okay, playing the Jags. All right. This one's at Wembley. And I've played at Wembley Stadium. They've remodeled all the stadiums over there. So it's, you're getting state-of-the-art facilities, the whole thing. So 3 weeks, October 6th, 13th, to 20th, New England heading over to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see what the Jags' following week game is and if they take the bye week there or get a home game and try to go and play straight at home. Leave after the game on Sunday night against the Patriots, come back, get back Monday morning, try to get a day of recovery and try to get a game out of their system at home like they did last year. And who knows, maybe put another 3-game streak together. And then on November 10th in Munich, the New York Giants are going to face the Carolina Panthers. So we'll see what Bryce Young is like by November 10th. If the team around him is better with the new coach, a new general manager, a new way of doing things, something had to change from a year ago. The talent level in Bryce Young is still the same, but he's still the same size, and he just didn't look big last year, didn't play big. And so we'll see if the second year he can make a big jump. But the New England Patriots, again, both these teams, it's interesting. Both teams with new coaches, both teams with new general managers, both teams with, when you look at, the Patriots here, just a lot of new stuff going on. So coach, quarterback, general manager, new way of doing things. And then look, the Jaguars, they have the advantage of being over there every year. Now for the second year in a row, playing back-to-back games, they kind of know what schedule works best for them because everybody's doing it a little bit different. Some teams like to go over there early, get a week in. Some people are like, it's too much time away from our routine. Let's go over on Friday. Let's get in there on Saturday morning. Let's, get ready. So, everybody does a little bit different. So we'll see. We'll see what the Jags do. But again, November 10th, you've got, like the Patriots, the Carolina Panthers, going to be a totally different way of doing things. So new coach, general manager, system, offense, the whole thing. Playing the New York Giants, who, let's face it, no Saquon Barkley. Is Daniel Jones the quarterback? Can he stay healthy? Does Malik Neighbors make a difference? Does the rebuilt offensive line that they addressed in free agency, does it hold up? And do they do a good job? We think the talent on defense for the Giants is going to be pretty good. So we'll have to see. But that's the international schedule right now. Oh, by the way, this just came across my desk here as we are kind of talking. The Philadelphia Eagles schedule is in. Eric Weinberger, my old boss, would be a little ticked off that somebody leaked this schedule out, but they do open with Green Bay in San Paulo, and then their next game is home on Monday night against the Falcons. Their home opener against the Falcons Bijan Robinson coming to town, Kirk Cousins coming to town, and then they play a game with the Saints and then the Bucks, and then they get the early bye, the Week 5 bye. All right, and then their season kind of kicks off. All their division games will be played after their bye week, which is when they come back. They play Cleveland Week 6. So there you have it, right there. I'm not going to go through the whole Eagle schedule. All you Eagle fans can go find it. It's up there right now. We'll talk about it though tomorrow for sure. So then this has been the best football show. This has been the international schedule that is now out. Tickets are being sold around the world for these games in Brazil, in Munich, and in London. So it's a big deal. We have a total of 5 games, 5 international games. So it's good. It's going to be fun. And appreciate you tuning in today. Tune in tomorrow. Let's kind of chew this up a little bit, go into bigger depth about certain teams, and let's see what we can glean from the schedule, because we know this, it ain't going to be totally fair. Some teams are going to get the shaft for sure. It happens every year. Now, you could complain about it and whine about it, or you could do something about it. Anyways, and we'll see who has got the toughest schedule and who has the easiest and all that kind of good stuff. But we also know that there's going to be games played for the first time on a Wednesday, which is where Christmas falls. We know that Netflix is going to be streaming those Christmas Day games for the next 3 years. So the NFL continues to evolve. It becomes a global game. It becomes a streaming game. But the fans, let's enjoy the ride. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me on the Best Football Show.